Hey everybody, here with another review. I'm going to be talking about the WTF puller vest today from Whiskey24, WTFPB.com. I should start by saying that it's a chest rig, so it sits right here. It's got a belt that'll go around your waist and then shoulder straps that go around behind. The base model is all moly, and that's what this is with the stock class panel on it. I'll talk more about that in a bit. But the all moly model, you can see you have the moly webbing across the whole thing. Okay, you have 14 total columns of moly webbing on which you can put whatever moly gear or accessories or pouches or pockets that you want. So that's the basic configuration, but on WTF's website you have other configurations that you can order. The first of these is the basic load configuration, which includes a zippered universal pouch. It also includes a 3-pod harness and a squeegee pocket and a radio pocket, and that load also includes 3 pods and a squeegee and some oil, which is really cool. You can get that in a right-handed or left-handed configuration, so have the general purpose zipper pouch on the right or on the left. Either way, the pods will sit right in the middle. You can also get a stock class configuration, which is similar to this, except it will have 10 kind of universal loops that can be capped or capless. They'll be facing downwards, and there'll be a stash pocket behind them that you can use as a dump pouch or something. And then there'll be moly on either side of the loops. Some other options you can get are padded straps, which you can see here. These straps are padded. And you can also get the 12-gram loops on the straps if you want. And then finally, another option that everybody has is the pattern. WTF offers a number of different patterns, and unlike some other places, every pattern costs the same price. You can see this one is in multicam, but you can get solid colors like black, olive drab, ranger green, coyote brown, and you can get tons of other camouflage patterns. Woodland, some kind of woodland digital, which I think is similar to Marpat. You can get a desert digital similar to desert Marpat, Cadpat, and desert Cadpat. There's ATAX, ATAX FG, Flectarn, AOR2, the Pencott ones, Badlands, and Green Zone. UCP is another one. But anyway, lots of options as far as configuration and color and pattern. Let me tell you about the quality, which is absolutely top-notch. The first thing I noticed when I took a look at this is that the stitching is fantastic all around. Within the moly grid there, you can see how solid that stitching is. The same is true on the straps, on the seams around the edge of both the panel and the vest itself. And then the plastic clips that hold the straps to the vest are really high quality, to the point of being a little bit stiff, which I'm sure will change as I use them a bit, but they are really high quality and I don't expect to have any problems with these materials. It's also worth mentioning right now that WTF stands behind all of their stuff with a lifetime warranty, so if anything does break, like a clip or anything, you'll be fine getting it replaced, and from what I've heard, they have excellent customer service. Before I move on, I want to talk about the stock class panel itself here. So this is a slightly older design than what's available on their website now. This one occupies 7 moly columns and holds 10 tubes, plus it has loops for 12-gram cartridges. The loops for the tubes are super solid. They can be used like I have them, with the tube facing upward, or you can flip them around and have the tube facing downward. The tube will not slip out, and if you have them facing downward, you could also run it in a capless configuration. That's great too. The 12-gram loops over here are also very solid. The 12 grams aren't going to slip and slide out of there, or if you want, you can use them to hold an extra tube on either side to increase your capacity a little bit that way, and that works really well also. The construction of the panel itself is just as good as the rest of the vest as a whole. The stitching is absolutely wonderful. It's double stitched in the corners, so I have nothing but good things to say about the stock class panel itself. Now, some of the features of this, other than the versatility. The back panel of the actual moly panel, you can see this is this kind of mesh thing. I think they call this their 3D air mesh, so it's a couple different materials. It's like a netting with kind of a thicker foam underneath, and it is a bit thick, so it provides a bit of padding, which is really nice. You don't have to worry about like pod lids jamming you in the stomach or something. And it also allows for pretty good air circulation, so you don't have to worry about getting overheated when you're wearing this. Another point on the temperature, though, is that it does have an open back, as you can see, so overheating while you're wearing this vest shouldn't be a problem. Another thing I want to point out is the sizing is extremely flexible on this. This one is completely off the shelf, so to speak, and I have a really hard time finding stuff that fits me well without modifying it, but there's a lot of adjustability within these straps here, And a really cool feature are these little elastic loops that are included on the vest. So you adjust the strap to what's comfortable for you, fold up all the excess, and then put this loop around it, just slide it over the extra material, and it's not going to flop around or anything. It makes for a very clean design, and when you're playing, you're not going to get it caught on, branches or anything. I also just want to show what the vest looks like when it's actually on. You can see everything is easily accessible right on the front here. As I mentioned before, it has an open back, so it's very comfortable even in very hot weather. There is one thing to consider here. When you're not wearing a vest or a chest rig or anything, you can probably catch a bounce off your abdomen, but when you have something like this on, you're replacing a soft target with a wall of something very hard. So if you do get hit there in your center mass, you probably won't catch a bounce. If you're playing nice and tight, you're probably more likely to take a hit to your arms, your gun, or your mask, but in case you do take a hit there, it's something to think about when you run with any vest, not just this one. The last thing I want to talk about here is the versatility, and I already talked about the kind of off-the-shelf configurations you can get, but as I said, this is all moly, so you can get anything you want. You could put pod pouches here with a radio pouch in the middle and stock glass tubes over here. You can put a holster on it, and just with each individual panel, you could orient it differently. I have my tubes oriented straight up. Let me show you. So the tubes sit like this, facing upwards. If you want to have them facing downwards, either with caps or capless, go for it. You can just take it off, flip it around, and put it back on. So there's a lot of versatility with this vest, which is a really great feature of it, that basically anybody can get one and make it exactly what they want it to be. Finally, let me tell you about the price. The base model with all moly is $90 from WTF. If you get the off-the-shelf stock class configuration, that's an extra $40. And the basic load configurations with the pods, the utility pouch, the radio, and the squeegee pocket are an extra $80, right, or left-handed. You could also spend an extra $40 to get the padded straps, which are quite nice. Or, for what I have here, these stock class panels are $37 for the model that holds 9 tubes, and then there's also one that holds 6 tubes that you can get for $30. So my overall impression of this vest is that it is an absolutely excellent product. I don't have much use on this, so I'm going to update my review once I really put it through its paces in a couple weeks or a couple months after a number of uses in different situations. But right now I'm looking at this and thinking this is an absolutely great product that I anticipate using for a really long time. So those are my thoughts on the WTF Puller Vest. Thanks for watching. I'll see you next time.